There's a lot of different characters that make great usage of dash throw. You got Shotos, Makoto, Urien, Oro, Remy, characters like this. And then there's characters where it's still useful, but not as common, like Oro or maybe Remy. And then there's, the bottom of the barrel characters, like Hugo and Q. Where Hugo, if he's going to dash, he's probably going to be doing dash 720 or dash 360. But dash throw is the first way that you sort of start to condition your opponent to look for things from your dash. And as the person defending, you have to deal with the mind games that come with it. But in order to do this, you need to first be able to react to the dash. And this is going to be a video talking about how to set up training mode, and we're going to be using Ken as the example to use randomization to actually practice dealing with dashes. The first thing you need to do is actually get the growth on training mode, and I have an entire video on how to get that and set it up. Once you have that, I do suggest using the dev branch. You're going to go into recording. You're going to record a bunch of different options. As you can see here, the replay is normal. So as an example, when I press the coin button, Ken's going to do his thing. So this is going to be like short into dash throw. And he has a bunch of different options that I have set up. So when you have all of these options set up and you're ready to actually practice, you need to set this to random, and then you need to open up a program called XPattern. I'm going to have the link in the description. You're going to click this little icon here and go to New, click Buttons, choose the button that you wish to use in order to start over. So after you succeed or fail, you'll press this button. After this, you're going to open this up, and you're going to press one of the F keys, which is equal to the key that you have for load state in FB Neo. After this, you're going to click the button again, click Advanced. In this little slot here, you're going to hit the little time glass so that it adds a 0.1 second thing, and then you're going to hit the number 6 or whatever it is for your start button. And then hit OK. So after this, you're going to easily be able to press your replay, and then he's going to do something random. So the goal here is that you have all these different options. I'm going to put them in normal and showcase all of them now. So we have short dash throw. We have short dash throw, because this is used at some specific ranges, like far crouch short. You have medium fierce. You have short into a crouching medium kick. Short dash crouch short, because he's not always going to throw, and this will be something that we cover a little bit later. Same thing with this, which is crouching light kick at the dash medium fierce target combo. And then back dash forward dash. And all this stuff. Now usually you're only going to have 8 slots. However, if you open up your LUA file in either Notepad or Notepad++ or Vim or whatever it is that you want to use, at the top on line 59 it will say recording slot count. You can change this to whatever you want. I have it at 12, and then you just have to hit save and then exit. So then you can go to number 9, which is frame trap crouch medium punch into a dash. Number 10, crouching light punch frame trap crouching medium punch. Short jab short. And then fierce frame trap crouch medium punch. So again, once you have this set up, you're going to change the replay mode to random so that it will pick a particular thing. If you want something to occur more often than something else, you'll use a weighting. So as an example, if I want crouching short to happen more often, I'll put it to, let's say, weight 3. Well, all the others have weight 1, so it'll happen technically 3 times more than all the others. So instead of there being 12, there will be technically 15 slots worth, and 3 slots extra will be added as slot 1. And then you can continue to randomize, or you can go in an ordered manner if you're using the dev, but I don't suggest using ordered unless you're practicing specific setups. So the first way that you're going to learn to deal with these is with a throw. Now, if you do it fast enough, you'll actually be able to throw your opponent out of their throw. But in the best case scenario, they're going to end up in a situation where they tech your throw if you stand up. However, you can also do delayed crouch tech, which is how most people sort of deal with this sort of dash throw, because they get a little bit extra time to see what the opponent is looking to do. So now I'm going to set this on random and do a couple techs. Missed it. As you can see, I'm varying between back throw and crouch tech. And if you crouch tech at the correct time, sometimes you'll be able to interrupt your opponent even before they're able to throw you. So that's just a couple examples. Now the next thing that you're going to be looking for is your character capable of interrupting and actually getting something from it? So as an example, Yun can do 1, 2, 3 dash punch, or he can do stand medium, fierce, fierce. Now, your opponent can either dash up and do something, so in this particular case, the opponent was recorded to do dash up, down back, crouching, light kick, in which case he blocked my attack because I did it too slow. And as you can see there, I misreacted to the backdash, I pressed a button, and he was able to dash forward and throw me during my recovery. Sometimes you'll luck out and hit him. Oh, I wasn't ready for the single short. And I was a little bit slow. So you'll see that there's a lot of different things that you're going to have to look for when you're going through this process, and reacting with attacks is much harder than it is to react with a throw. Because of throw, you can do it as a delay tech, as a crouch tech, in which case you can also use button plus attack if you are specific characters like Ken or Yun or something like that, where you can get something like this. And it's important to understand that if you are not trying to interrupt your opponent when they're doing this, then the next thing isn't going to come. Now, the one thing that you have to understand as well is that crouch tech is technically a reactionary attack. And because even though you're trying to delay tech their throw, it can still get parried just like any other attack. So like I talked about in the previous section, if you actually go to do a crouch tech and you do it at the wrong timing, your opponent can actually parry this. It is high and low parryable. So if they buffer forward and then they forward dash, they can high parry, and they can also dash down parry. And this is important to understand because if you are to back throw as opposed to doing a crouch tech, you'll actually beat this completely. Because not only does back throw actually punish the dash, but if they do dash up option parry, because they are in the state at which they cannot tech your throw, you will be able to throw them for free. So it's important to make replays where, Ken does something like dash down parry, because it will force you into a situation where you're not always relying on crouch tech. However, as the person defending, you can always crouch tech until your opponent shows you that you can't. So this means that until they dash up down parry, or until they walk up down parry or do whatever, you can use this. If you're more comfortable, just going for the back throw, then that's wonderful, because that actually beats the parry completely. So it's a double-edged sword for the person on offense, and it's also technically a double-edged sword for the person on defense. The risk for the back throw is relatively low, though, because stuff like dash up, crouch, short is still going to get thrown by back throw. So the next thing that you can do is you can actually react with jump. And especially when you are in the corner, or if you are playing Yun or Yang, jumping out of the corner can be especially potent, and if you are Ken, obviously you can go for things like EX Tatsu. So, if you neutral jump, you will be able to punish. As you can see here, Ken is programmed to dash throw and then block. So, the concept here is pretty simple, is that a lot of characters can, jump back, and then make different decisions. So, Ken can do jump back, roundhouse, crouch, medium kick into DP, depending on the character, and other things like this. And Yun cannot do, 1, 2, 3 unless he neutral jumps. And it's a little bit hard to, punish with proper timed attacks. If you want to get, the highest stuff, you can always go for stuff like early jump MK or roundhouse into Zempo. Now, specifically for twins, you can just super jump out and then you can dive kick and get all the way across the screen. And a lot of Kens will do stuff like crouching short and then do another short afterward, or a crouching medium kick or something as a frame trap. So you can down parry and then super jump forward. And you can also, just jump forward as well and dive kick out. And depending on the situation, it might be better to just jump out and block, or guard jump when you land, and stuff like that. But in general, reacting with jump is not bad as long as you know that your opponent likes to dash throw. However, if you like to jump, obviously Ken can do stuff like dash DP. And that's not the best situation for you to be in. But it takes a lot of balls to do something like that, and that's the next layer of mind games, is if you're using this too much, the opponent can adapt to it. Characters that are not Ken, however, may have issue actually dealing with the jump out. Specifically, if you are playing against Urien, they're going to need that charge for like dash headbutt or something. And if you're playing against Makoto, they're going to need a dash and then do like EX Fukiyage. And that all depends on how you're jumping and when you're jumping and all that stuff. I don't know 100% if those things actually function that way, because I haven't tested it. But off the top of my head, I do remember being hit while trying to jump out by those things. So here are some examples for Makoto. Sarugi dash throw. Hayate cancel dash throw. So after a Hayate, in a lot of cases, Makoto can just do jab and then dash. And even up close in personal, in general, she can just do jab and then dash. She can do neutral jump MK, and it's usually a little bit further back than this. Something like this. She can also use crouching MP as a way to force dash positioning. It's not ideal because, there are other things that can be done. However, that is something that does exist. And this is another thing that she does off the same sort of setup. Far crouching MK is also relatively decent to set up the dash, and it's something that I've seen some pretty good players do. You also have ticks off of just normal Hayate stuff, off of Hayate loop from Karakusa, so either crouching light kick or standing light punch, or even far MP. And then you also have stuff like the Bimura combo into a Hayate cancel. And then if you get swept, she gets a free meaty, so this is not exactly a situation where you have to look for it unless she delay dashes. And then if she does Sarugi, you have to worry about reacting to the sweep. And then you also have to worry about reacting to standing leg kick and crouching MP into Hayate, or Hayate cancel, which can also then lead to dash. There's more than this, but these are just some situations to look out for. If you want to find out more, you can watch some videos of Makoto's playing and look at where they dash. Ideally, you can be looking for max distance dash ranges for something like this. In general, if you're trying to practice it, and just look out for, neutral jump Tsurugi, neutral jump MK, and then dash at this sort of range where it might look to keep you out. Here are some examples for Urien. These are not all-encompassing. Something like crouch short, crouching MK, or crouch light kick into crouch jab, or crouch jab into crouch MK into dash. The same thing for a light attack into a fierce punch into a dash. He can either dash or he can buffer a charge into tackle or headbutt or something off of that fierce punch. Just raw fierce punch into dash is also very common. You have far crouching MK, which pushes him right to the max distance for dash throw. Then you also have stuff like far MP crouching MK. Then you have withstand light punch into sweep, which is not a very common thing, as sweep can be punished by some characters, but not every character can, and it's not always the best option to go for a dash here, but it is something that is an option. And then we have neutral jump roundhouse into dash, which happens at all sorts of different heights. And then we have empty jump crouch medium into dash throw. And then jump in dash throw sort of setup. Can happen off of a lot of different attack combinations. And again, these are not all encompassing or exhaustive, they're just some examples.